For the final time, they took their places. The journalist Antoinette Lattouf and lawyers for the national broadcaster, accused of unlawfully terminating her employment. Ms Lattouf sued the ABC after management cut short her casual 5-day radio contract in December 2023. Ms Lattouf argued it was because of her support for Palestine and her Lebanese background. The ABC maintained that she had breached a directive not to post anything on the Israel-Gaza conflict on her personal social media by sharing this Human Rights Watch post.
Israel is killing 100 people every single day at aim death.
Today, as her supporters gathered outside the federal court in Sydney, Justice Darryl Rangiah delivered his judgment.
The Israel-Gaza war quickly became the most covered, contested and controversial news story in the world, with each side claiming that coverage by mainstream media was inaccurate and biased. It was in the midst of this maelstrom that Ms Lattouf came to be employed by the respondent, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation.
Justice Rangiah told the court the Human Rights Watch story had already been on the ABC News, and that after Ms Lattouf shared the post,
the consternation of senior managers of the ABC turned into what can be described as a state of panic. Within the hour, a decision was made that Ms Lattouf would be taken off air.
Prior to the post, the ABC's chair at the time, Ita Buttrose, and the then managing director, David Anderson, were receiving complaints about Ms Lattouf's appointment as a presenter on ABC Radio Sydney. According to Justice Rangiah, it was a coordinated campaign designed to pressure the ABC. That pressure, he said, was felt by the executive responsible for Ms Lattouf's departure, Chris Oliver-Taylor.
The decision was made to appease the pro-Israel lobbyists who would inevitably escalate their complaints about the ABC employing a presenter they perceived to have anti-Semitic and anti-Israel opinions in such a public position.
Justice Rangiah found the ABC terminated Ms Lattouf's employment because of her political opinions, but not her race or national extraction, and found the broadcaster breached its own enterprise bargaining agreement by not allowing her a chance to respond to the complaints. The courtroom was packed with Ms Lattouf supporters, and as Justice Rangiah concluded, they erupted into applause. Ms Lattouf wept and hugged them before leaving the court.
In Gaza. Israel kills 100 people every day in Gaza. Israel kills 100 people every day in Gaza.
Outside, there were rowdy scenes as pro-Palestinian demonstrators criticised the ABC and the assembled media. By the time Ms Lattouf appeared, she had cleared away her tears to make a brief statement.
In December 2023, I shared a Human Rights Watch post because Human Rights Watch found that Israel was using starvation as a weapon of war. Today, the court has found that punishing someone for sharing facts about these war crimes is also illegal. I was punished for my political opinion.
The court awarded her $70,000 in compensation for the distress the ABC caused.
The ABC rejected an offer last July to settle the case for $85,000, instead blowing over $1 million in taxpayer money to discredit itself.
Many of the key executives in this saga have already left the ABC. Ita Buttrose, David Anderson, Chris Oliver-Taylor, all gone. Now it's over to the new managing director, Hugh Marks, who's left to answer questions about the ABC's independence and a hefty legal bill. Hugh Marks has expressed regret about how the case was handled.
I don't think it is a good use of taxpayers' money. I think there were opportunities, I would say, early on to address this matter, and they weren't taken. Our obligation is to ensure we're not overly affected by external forces, and that's partly and pretty much a big part of my role. So as we go forward, I'm sure you'll all be holding me to account on that as we go forward.
Break the siege, let Gaza live!